McCalla.
Thank you. Are you as nervous as I am?
Just imagine it's naked, Diana.
Hi, Paul.
So I have a question of you. How many of you in the last 24 hours have read a news report or heard a weather report? Well, I've been at MXI for 6 years, and I've certainly had my ups and downs, and as the loan officer for 28 years, I saw some really crazy stuff. But nothing like the recent construction work that was done on the 405 freeway in Orange County, California last year. There were news reports every day about that, and we thought we would see a traffic jam and traffic grind like we have never seen before. It's the main artery that goes from San Diego up through Los Angeles. So, what actually happened, 500,000 cars travel each day on the weekend on this freeway, so you can just imagine what it would be like. Well, not only was there not a traffic jam, but it was almost deserted. It looked like a ghost town. So it just shows the power of plugging in and listening to the news reports. In fact, one ingenious couple actually slipped onto the freeway in the wee hours of the morning and took pictures of themselves having a gourmet dinner on the freeway. So it's just as important that we plug in and stay tuned in to our team calls, to the events, and to the trainings. In fact, it's not only important, but it's vital to your success at MXI that you plug in and you stay engaged. Because change is the norm with MXI. The only thing constant is change. So you need to attend the trainings, and I'm speaking to the choir because you're all here, but you need to be on the calls, and otherwise you're going to feel like you're on the outside looking in. But this one specific commitment is going to get you trained faster, it's going to get you a better network marketing education, and it's going to make you more competent. So an example of that is when I advanced to Diamond last summer. Seems like a year ago. The company had announced one of their wonderful contests. It was what we call the Magic Volume. And Magic Volume is when they allow us to have 30% more of the volume that we need in order to make our rate advancements. So what it did is it gave myself and my team time to strategize, time to get all of our settings in place, the process in place, the goals in place. And if I didn't know that, I never would have made it. And I wouldn't have known that I had to do 30% less volume. So you gotta know. You can get wiped out not knowing. So it really doesn't matter what your current profession is, how much money you make, what your life experiences are. These skills are new to everybody. And it's really not any different than any other skill. You need to develop the skills. So you can and you will succeed in this business if you just give yourself the time to educate yourself, to practice what you learn, and to practice it over and over and over, because repetition is the mother of skill. So commit to yourself that you will never quit. In fact, JJ even has a book about that, which is wonderful. And Michael Jordan said, if you quit once, it becomes a habit. And it's just like missing church one Sunday. It's easier to miss the next Sunday than the next Sunday and the next Sunday. So make a commitment that you are never going to quit, and you're going to stay in until. So you want to know what the real secret is? The truth about this industry is that you're constantly learning, you're constantly improving your skills, and you're always correcting course. So it doesn't really matter what your job is. No one was born a doctor, no one was born an attorney, no one was born a nurse. They had to do the hard work and they had to pay the price. So my suggestion to you is just to pick a few things at a time, really learn them really well, and practice them. Then go on to something else, learn them, and practice them. Because the skills that I use when I sponsor people my first year in the business are actually different than the skills that I learned when I sponsored people last year. So your learning never ends, and that's one of the things that I really like about this, because it's always fresh and it's always exciting because there's always something new. But we do need to be disciplined, we do need to be focused, because one of the blessings is we don't have to go to an office every day. But that can also be a downside, because it's easy to get sidetracked, and it's easy to feel lonely. So that's why I think it's even more important that we stay plugged in. So be on the meetings, and I would say which meetings, anytime there's a live meeting within 100 miles, I would try to get there. Attend the events, be on your team calls, and attend the trainings, as many trainings as you can. Because let's face it, our emotions are going to fluctuate in this business. And what I do when I'm feeling down, and this might help you, is I find if I put a CD in, and I spend a lot of time in my car, so I love CDs, I'll put the CD in and I'll listen to it. You might pick up some product information that you knew before and that you forgot. Listen to a webinar. We have amazing webinars in our back office. And listen to somebody that you haven't listened to before, because you might get a whole new perspective. Talk to your upline. And it's easy to say, I don't have the time. Well, it's really important that we make the time. And I know for myself, it's really easy to get caught up in mundane tasks. So one of the things that I try to ask myself when I'm trying to decide between a couple of things to do is it income producing or tension relieving? And many times the things that we're doing are actually tension relieving. So sometimes I know there's been a meeting, and I don't know if you're like me, but I feel like, oh, I don't want to go. I've heard that before. You know, I'm just going to pack it in. And I don't know why this is, but so many times when I go to a meeting, and I felt that way, is when I learned the most, and I got the most out of it. So push yourself to get to the meeting. And I've actually gone to the same exact meeting 3 years in a row, and I take notes every single time. And because what I find is, besides hearing something different, I'm in a different place. Because I'm in a different place in my learning, I pick up a new idea that I can use. Because you never know when that idea is going to come in handy when you're talking to somebody else. So it's just like Adam Green. He's our guru when it comes to social media. I've heard Adam 100 times, but every time Adam's going to be in town, he's going to be speaking, I make sure I get myself there, and I'm going to pick up something new. So I think your team also needs to hear that you're on the call, because how can you ask your teammates to be on the call when you're not on it? So they might say, what you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. So my best suggestion is to take really good notes. And I like to get on the front line, on the front row if I can. I think there's just something magical about that. And during the breaks and intermissions, mingle. Don't talk to the same people you always talk to. Talk to different people. Pick up ideas. If you're having trouble in one area or another, ask them what they do and how they're handling it. Now, there can be a danger to all this note-taking. Because I know for myself, after 6 years, I'll have notes all over the place. And have you ever heard a good idea, or maybe some product information that you know would be perfect for the next person you're going to be talking to, and you can't find it? I mean, I have literally spent hours before trying to find something. So, I hate being unorganized. So I came up with a system I'm going to share with you, and I hope it helps. And Connie and Derek and Felix and Jeremy, you guys don't know this. You may not know this, but you each have your own special journal. And I keep these in the same spot. These are very affordable. You can get them at any stationery store. I keep them at the same spot on my desk so I don't have to go digging for them. And when it's Jeremy's call, or more on a diamond call, I'll grab my Jeremy journal. When it's Derek's call, I'll grab my Derek journal. And for me, it just makes it easier to find something when I want to find it. And I think it's really important to put the date. I always save it and then take my notes right there. So I hope that helps. I even have one now for general celebration for Dr. Pedersen. So, you know, whatever works for you in categorizing all of these notes is, you know, to do. And what I find also is these make great reading. I call these my millionaire in training journals because they're pearls of wisdom in them. So, in closing, I would like to encourage all of you to attend all the live meetings you can, all the trainings. And there are a couple of really important calls because there are a lot of trainings and a lot of meetings, and sometimes you feel like that's all you're doing. So just, you know, pick a couple of your team calls and make sure you're on them. But we have a couple of calls, and you all have this form here. These are new ones. Our corporate calls on Monday night, I think, are an absolute must. So you want to plug into that. They're at 6:30 on Monday evening. And we have a new call, which is going to be Change Your Chocolate Line on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock. And that's a corporate call too. And that's going to be trainings, opportunity, testimonials. So I would make sure you at least put those in your calendar, and all the information, how to plug into them is right here. And we also have something else that's new. And that is our new CISL call. You know, we had these in the beginning and we used them, but this new one is really, really great. Dr. Pedersen has just recorded the first one, and I'm going to give you the phone number because I can't play it up here. I don't have a microphone for it. But write this number down. It's 801-437-5959. Again, 801-437-5959. It's really short. It's only 3 minutes long, but it's absolutely going to blow you away when you listen to it. It's amazing. So here we have a worldly now anti-aging doctor that's going to be able to talk to your prospects and explain to them why you should be on this healthy chocolate. So when you're with somebody, dial the number and say, hey, listen to this. The business really doesn't get much easier than that. So I think we all need to work together as an army to bring this amazing product and this amazing opportunity to the world. And together we can do that. So I thank you all very much for allowing me to share this time with you.
One more hand for McCalla. I hope all of you caught that phone number. Did you get it? Did you write it down?
Yes.
801-437-5959. Program that one in your phone. I pulled my cell phone right out. I'd actually program that one in and listen to it a little bit later. You're going to love that call. As a matter of fact, we actually are working on getting a little audio of that so that you can hear it live. Playing it right now. We're right on schedule here. We got to keep moving. So we appreciate you, but definitely put that in your phone. Have it handy. Listen to Gordon Pedersen.